All right, I'm going to call this to order. Stand with me. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could we have our roll call, please?
Yes. Rick Hogg,
Here.
Beth Rush, Mike Keenholz,
Here.
Vance Wallace, Jeff Meister.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Has everybody had an opportunity to review the meeting minutes from November the 20th?
Make a motion to approve the minutes, December 20th.
I need a second.
I was not present, so can't vote on the contents of the meeting.
Yeah, you can.
Second. So all those in favor of approving those minutes unamended, signify by saying aye. Aye. We have
You have to vote, you can
abstain,
abstain.
I'm abstaining again.
2 votes to with an abstention is passed. All right, good deal. All right. Yeah, we're now for our announcements. Do we have any meeting announcements?
We do not.
We have no announcements. Oh my goodness. We're just moving right on through, folks. All right, well, let me take this moment to read through the rules of our meeting today. If you've been here before, you'll be reminded of these, so bear with me as I read through them. The Sheridan Board of Appeals is a 5-member appointed volunteer body. Today, we only have 3, but we have a quorum required by Indiana law for all communities that have. The board's role tonight is to hear the request and make the decision to vary from the Town of Sheridan's Unified Development Ordinance. First, staff will present a report with emphasis and recommendations relating to the required state law criteria. The board members may ask questions at this time or any time during the meeting. Next, the applicant will then make a presentation and will address each of the required criteria. Per Indiana case law, it is the applicant's responsibility to prove to the board that all required criteria for that type of variance are met. The board members may ask questions of the applicant during or after the applicant's presentation. Then the board chair will then open the public hearing, allowing the audience to speak. If you wish to speak, please sign up with your name and address on a sign-up sheet in the back. There is 1 sign-up sheet for each case. Comments must be pertinent to the request being heard, and all your remarks must be directed to the board from the microphone to my right.
Your left.
Comments made
From the seats will not be recorded, and you will be asked to leave. Board members may ask questions of the public.
After everyone
on the list has had a chance to speak, the chair will close the public hearing portion, and the audience may no longer speak.
Following the closing
of the hearing, the applicant may then be given time to address any additional issues that have been raised during the public hearing.
Finally,
The board may further discuss the criteria and may also ask further questions before the chair calls for a motion.
which may include conditions or of approval. That motion from a BZA member
Based on shall reference the state law required criteria called findings. There must be 3 votes to any motion to carry. The board's vote final under Indiana law. The BZA's decision does not go to the town council.
The
The
written
written decision is reflected in the findings for the case, which reflects the required criteria.
the board's decision becomes effective with any
Condition,
when any conditions are satisfied. If the board grants building permit and or development plan must be obtained
from the town.
Please conduct yourself with courtesy tonight at the Town of Sheridan Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. Thank you. At this time, I would ask that the staff would give us their report on 25B10, 1506 West 246th Street in Sheridan.
Yeah, so the petition is requesting a variance of standard to allow the minimum lot area from 10 acres to 2 acres in the AG1 General Agriculture District. So the Sheridan 2013 Comprehensive Plan, the future land map, identifies this area as agriculture. In addition, onto an existing pole barn is a compatible use to the area. With the parcel being 2 acres and is located at 1506 West 246th Street, it is zoned AG1 and the adjoining properties are also zoned AG1 General Agriculture District. The surrounding properties were developed between 1985 and 1994, according to Hamilton County area photographs and parcel records. Should the board determine to approve the petition, the approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. It is unlikely that approving the requested variance would be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community because the proposed addition to the pole barn is common in the AG1 zoning district. Properties adjacent to 1506 West 246th Street have accessory structures located behind their residence as well. The acreage of the property is consistent with adjoining properties. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance would not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. It is unlikely the use and value of adjacent property would be affected. Surrounding properties are of similar lot area size. Additionally, the surrounding properties have a pole barn located behind the primary structure. The need for the variance arises from some conditions to the property involved. Approval of the variance will result in addition being built onto the current pole barn. The property was split prior to the adoption of the current UDO and is on septic and well and has mature trees. By allowing a reduced minimum lot area, it will result in the addition of the current pole barn. The strict application of the term of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of a subject property. Strict adherence to the zoning ordinance will prohibit the petitioner's desired improvements to their property. Staff recommends approval, and that concludes the staff report.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I would entertain the petitioner to come up to the microphone to bring their presentation. I believe petitioner is Jason Walters.
I don't know, I was speaking. So I built a pole barn, I don't know, it's probably been 13, 14 years ago. Money wasn't as good then as it was, and I built it with intentions of adding on to it. I even positioned it to the side so I wouldn't be too close to any of my property lines, so I could add onto it later if need be. And here we are. They've changed the zoning since then. You know, I was able to build the 2 acres and got my permit with no problem, so here I am asking for a variance so I can do what I planned to do 14 years ago, but things have changed. I got a couple tractors and some cars and probably total of about 9 vehicles. I'd like to be able to put that stuff inside, but get a nice nasty storm coming. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to do it. Plus I work on my own stuff.
Right.
I'm an automotive tech. You know me, and most of the people here in town know who I am. So I have no intentions of running a business out of there at all. I've had people ask me, will you work on it at home? Absolutely not. If you want me to work on your stuff, bring it to Patton Automotive. So, but that's my plan. You know, I'm not planning on doing anything crazy. You know, I just need to expand my barn.
Anybody here have any questions for Jason? Sorry, Mr. Walters. And the paper, all the paperwork seems to be in order, correct? Okay. Anything further, Jason? Mr. Walters?
You can address me as Jason, that's fine. Mr. Hoag. No, I'm, that's pretty much the gist of where I'm at on it, you know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for letting me speak.
At this time at 4:40 PM, I'll open up for a public hearing. You desire to address the petitioner or address this issue with the petitioner or his application, you can come up here to the microphone and speak your piece.
No one has signed up to speak this evening.
And no emails or anything?
We did not receive any.
I'll give it a couple more seconds. Because it's not quite 4:40.
Excuse me, for the record, it's 5:40.
Oh, fine. You know what?
I'm closing the public hearing at 5:41.
Thank you.
My clock hasn't changed from central time from last weekend. All right. Well, I will entertain a motion to approve this application.
Make a motion to approve petition number 25B-10.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. It passes. All right. Jason, looks like you're all good. Okay. Now for 25B11 at 37 Homestead Drive in Sheridan.
Yeah, so the petitioner is requesting a variance of standard to allow a minimum lot area from 10 acres to 0.63 acres, a minimum lot width from 300 feet to 168.99 feet, a minimum lot frontage from 200 feet to 110 and 11 feet, 0.11 feet, minimum side yard from 50 feet to 15 feet, and a minimum rear yard from 50 feet to 10 feet in the AG1 General Agriculture District zoning. The Sheridan 2013 Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map identifies this area as residential. The addition of an accessory structure does not interfere substantially with the comprehensive plan. The subject property is 0.63 acres located at 37 Homestead Drive. It is zoned AG1 and adjoining properties also zoned AG1 General Agriculture District. The surrounding properties were developed between 1974 and 1976, according to Hamilton County area photographs and parcel records. Public comments. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. It is unlikely that approving the requested variance would be injurious to the public health,
safety morals,
general
and
welfare
general welfare of the community, because the proposed accessory structure is a common structure in the AG1 zoning district.
property.
Properties adjacent to 37 Homestead Drive have accessory structures in their backyards as well. The image of the property is consistent with adjoining properties.
The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance would not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. It is unlikely the use and value of adjacent properties would be affected. The accessory structure's location would still match the aesthetics of the existing home and the surrounding properties. The need for the variance arises from some conditions particular to the property involved. Approval of the variance will result in the accessory structure being built in the backyard. The property is a pie-shaped lot on septic and well, and these limitations restrict the possible locations for the accessory structure on this property. The strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the subject property. Strict adherence to the zoning ordinance would prohibit the petitioner's desired improvements to the property. Staff recommends approval, and that concludes the staff report.
And this is not a continuance of a previous, this is a brand new petition, is it not?
This is a brand new petition.
All right. At this time, I'll call petitioner, Ms. Carruthers, to present your application.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for your time. We are requesting a variance in order to build an accessory building in our backyard. We had initially petitioned, I think, as you mentioned, to put the building in the front. However, after several conversations with the Hamilton County Health Department, some contractors, and discussions with Katie and Jennifer on the planning board, we reevaluated our property and the space that we have and determined that the backyard provides the sufficient space for our proposed building. The location is the required distance from both the septic system and the well per the health department requirements, and is documented in a letter that's in the petition. In addition, the building would border a cornfield and a soybean field and then a wooded area on the other side, and therefore would not obstruct a view from a residence. The accessory building will be used for storage only, things like tools, a lawnmower, and similar lawn equipment. And we also have some recreational things like a four-wheeler and a side-by-side. It's not intended to be a garage or to store cars or trucks or things like that. It wouldn't be used for like a business. The building is solely within the bounds of our property line, and we can access the building from our own property. So thank you for your consideration.
Anybody have any questions? I have no questions yet.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'll open up for public hearing. And the time is 5:47. Is there anyone in the audience?
Do we have anybody signed up to?
We do. Joe and Rachel.
Miller.
Yes,
Come up.
please. Thank you.
We all have experience at some point.
Hi, I'm Rachel Miller. I am Bob and Helen's granddaughter who shared the same property line as them. I really only have one question is how you going to drive to the barn? You can't drive over a septic system, you can't drive over your finger system, and you can't drive over the well. So where is the driveway going to the barn? How are you going to access it? That's my only question.
We'll get to you.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Is there anybody else?
We do not have other signatures.
And
Would
then
you go on?
I can say we did receive an email. So this is from Robert and Helen Hamilton at 35 Homestead Drive. They said, if he built his barn in the back, how is they going to drive back? How are they going to drive back to it without driving on all properties, septic, finger system, and well?
All right, we'll address that.
Before they-
Can we close the public hearing?
Oh, okay, I thought that was part of it, so, okay. All right, we will close the public hearing. 5:49.
Thank you.
That was great.
Hi. Yeah, so as mentioned, it's not really a barn. We're not driving back there. We're not putting cars, trucks, anything like that. It's a lawnmower, side by side. You can drive around where the well is. And the septic is on the other side. It's not anywhere near the septic or the finger system as mentioned in the health department letter.
Nor is it associated with any of our neighbors' septic system or finger system as well. With the noted property as her respondent to our neighbors, which is located next to us, our finger system and our septic system is between their home and our home. So there's no way, regardless of how we access the building, whether we drive a vehicle side by side, snow sled or whatnot, it will not impede on their property or their finger system or their well system in any way, shape or form. But as intended, as you stated, we are not intending for that building to be a garage. It is a storage unit only. So there is no motor vehicles, there's no driveway extensions, there's no anything from there. We are using the existing area that is available to us right now with the least modifications.
Thank you for addressing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving forward in the future, if this is approved, and I'm directing this to staff. If change of ownership would happen, is there anything preventing that passway to be utilized
I'm not sure what passway you're referring
to that structure?
to. It's on their property,
Right.
so
Well, I'm just saying if they were to if somebody wanted to put a drive or something like that over that period of time, you and I know that you're not supposed to drive over a septic system and all that sort of stuff. But if somebody insisted on doing something like that in the future, let's say it's not this owner, it's the next owner, is there any procedure that we have in place to address that?
so we do require drive.
When it's through our Public Works Department, and our new inspection manager manages those and would be doing those inspections. So we would catch it at that point. Additionally, variances, acknowledgements are recorded in the title work of a property. So if a new owner were to come in and purchase the property, their title work at the time of purchase would include the language of this variance and the findings from this evening. So while it may not specifically address their ability to, like, how they would access this building on the petitioner's property, they would at least be notified that a variance had been approved by this body for its construction.
Does anybody else have any questions or comments? I will entertain a motion to accept or deny this petition.
Make a motion to approve petition number 25-B-11.
Second.
All those in favor of approving this motion, say aye.
Aye.
And so it is. All right. So we don't have any training.
No, there is no
Training, and in terms of the comprehensive plan, our consultants are working on the drafts for that document now. So we should have a draft plan to react to. The steering committee will have a draft plan to react to the end of January.
That would be in the January. Okay.
Mhm.
Does anybody else have any comments? I think we're done, so I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are, thank you all for your being here. Thank you for participating.